President Tinubu's public life seems to have been dotted by droplets of certificate scandals that date back to his time as governor of Lagos State. Though he survived the scandal, then the opposition camp in the recently concluded 2023 general elections has rehashed the certificate issues and has now gone even a notch further. Updates about the case has set social media ablaze, and the controversy is getting even more confusing. In this story, Just Nigeria's Vivian Oguche speaks with experts to provide some clarity about the issue and its implication on Nigeria's image.
Daggers drawn.
Bola Tinubu forged the certificate he presented to INEC.
Atiku Abubakar does not have the birthright to be president.
Months after Nigeria's keenly contested presidential election, the battle still rages. But this time, the contest has shifted from polling booths to the courthouse. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the 2023 elections, Atiku Abubakar, is accusing Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu of using a forged certificate from Chicago State University, CSU, to secure his position as the country's #1 citizen.
I will only drop the fight when the court rules.
The presidency kept mum until the issue began to burst at the seams.
Our population growing at 3% per annum. You know, the economic challenges we're facing. We shouldn't be wasting time about whether, some certificate, whether there's a T missing somewhere or some I hasn't been dotted. That should not be our primary focus at the moment.
Claims and counterclaims ensued until the waters became murky, necessitating the need for some clarity. The major players in this saga are former Nigerian Vice President Atiku and President Bola Tinubu.
The qualifying certificate from Southwest College to Chicago State University bears a female.
He is affected by his serial loss. That's an emotional issue for him.
With a seeming Pandora's box opened, the result is a cocktail of comments and analysis on social media and mainstream media. Away from all the noise, the BBC's disinformation unit has done a deep dive into the matter.
We analyzed all the documents released by CSU. We also read the deposition of Caleb Westbeck, who is the registrar of the school. In all of this analysis, we didn't see evidence that Tinubu submitted a forged certificate to CSU. We based our analysis on the fact that Mr. Westbeck, why he did not agree that the diploma sent to INEC looks like what Tinubu got in 1979. He did say it looks like what the school released in the late 90s. The document in question, which is a transcript from Southwest University, bears F for the column where sex should be indicated. This makes people to believe that that document belongs to a female. But during the deposition, Mr. Westbeck was asked this question, and he said that they didn't make an assumption based on that alone. That when you look at the document, you will see a social security number, which he said is consistent or true. And that is an identifying marker that is unique to an individual. And he went on to say that there is no confusion whatsoever that the person who attended Chicago State University is male, because the person applied as a male and attended the school as male. And he went on to say that that person is the president of Nigeria today.
Now, this doesn't sound like a case of the more you look, the less you see. But it begs the question, why is the prosecution holding on to these allegations?
As of today, our guiding compass is going to be the pronouncements of the Chicago State University the man who owns the certificate himself, whatever other conjecture that we make might just be what we call hearsay evidence or documentary hearsay.
This issue of forged certificate being alleged was not part of the case of those who are alleging it before now. And that's the tall order. Election petition cases or matters are said to be sui generis. They are in a class of their own.
In September, the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal affirmed President Bola Tinubu's victory at the polls. Atiku Abubakar and the candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, have both approached the Supreme Court for redress. So will the findings unearthed so far in the US have any bearings on the proceedings in Nigeria?
From the date of declaration of results, a person who participated in that election, who claimed that he was dissatisfied with the outcome, has 21 days to present a petition. Unlike ordinary cases in court, he's not permitted to amend a petition. He cannot add or subtract. In other words, and we need to be clear, even if documents, this transcript that we are told Abubakar had obtained, have been obtained while the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal was sitting outside the 21 days, you won't have been able to bring it in. Not to talk of the Supreme Court now, when the matter is on appeal.
In a nutshell, all eyes are now on the Supreme Court. But beyond the technicalities involved, Barrister Tunde Kolawole sets a precedent to President Tinubu's CSU certificate saga.
You will recollect that before now, initially, especially during the 2000 when he contested the governorship election, he initially claimed that he went to government college in Ibadan. Now he is again saying that he went to government college Lagos.
It is said that a good reputation is more valuable than gold, and for some Nigerians on the streets, this is where the shoe pinches. Public relations consultant John Ehigwese says these concerns are valid.
Every Nigerian should be concerned because every Nigerian is affected collaterally. So when the national image is dented, which is in this case now, so it affects every citizen by extension.
But Ehigwese also says the tide can turn if the issue is successfully put to bed.
The first thing is for the person concerned to address the nation. He's a fellow of the nation, for God's sake. He's president of the country. Let him address the nation and stop sending surrogates to plead his case. Let him address the nation and let's hear from him. At least we hear from him, his mouth, what his side of the story is. And that gives us a lot of comfort.
Going by these submissions, experts argue for the need to urgently look at grey areas in Nigeria's constitution that create loopholes for politicians to exploit. That way, elections will be determined not at the Supreme Court, but at polling booths, where people democratically elect their leaders. Vivian Oguche, Gist Nigeria.
Hopefully, this controversy is cleared soon, so that Nigerians can focus on other important issues that are affecting their lives. What do you think about this certificate saga? Share your thoughts and pictures with us on X at Gist Nigeria TV. We'd like to hear from you.